There once was a podcast in the great internet of internets. It was called Fine and Dandy. Muy influential podcast. You have to remember, folks, where there's a podcast, there's a Fine and Dandy. Fine and Dandy. Fine and Dandy.
With doofles.
We're fine and we're dandy. And he's Doofles. Welcome to the Fine and Dandy Show.
Fine and Dandy Doofle Show.
Fine and Dandy Doofle Show.
Doofle Show. Or is it the Doofle Show, but we're Fine and Dandy? Doofles.
Doofle Show presented by Fine and Dandy. Or is it the Fine and Dandy podcast presented by Doofles?
Doofles is our sponsor.
Or are we his sponsor because he's an alcoholic?
Keep him in check.
Look at him. Wild guy over there.
Gun fingers.
Oh, finger guns.
Holy hell.
There was a time where finger guns were a hit in pop culture.
I still think so. I still think they are. I still am a fan. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm a fan of I'm fan of the finger guns. Honestly, anything that looks stupid, count me in. Bow ties. Yeah. Actually, they can look good.
I was gonna say, what's wrong with bow ties?
Bolo ties.
Bolo ties are a tad more on the silly side.
Love them.
Like, why?
Finger guns never die.
They do never die.
Finger guns never die
until their owner dies. Then
they live on.
They live on.
They live on through the next generation.
It's just like their spirit carries on to the next generation of like finger gun users.
Like, dude, I don't know why I feel the need to Dude, like finger guns. You could be like, they have multiple uses. You're a rootin' tootin' cowboy, or you're leaving a room like you're a fucking idiot. Hey.
Oh.
Yee. Poosh, poosh, pew, poosh. Pew, pew, pew. Bang, bang.
Yeah, welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah.
As you can tell, it's been
Shit
like a
show.
week or
Welcome.
two since we've recorded.
Shit show. Welcome.
I hope you brought your toilet paper because this is the shit show.
About to get fucking shitty.
About to get real poopy in here.
Hope you brought your diapers. All jokes aside, it's hot as shit outside though.
Ridiculously hot outside.
Texas is oh yeah, make sure you're talking to your mic because the last time you were
I'm talking
out.
in my mind.
You were in and out last time, so
I didn't do it.
you did.
It's not my fault.
You kept looking at me and I was like, you shit.
I won't look at you anymore. You're ugly anyways. No, you're not.
Don't look at my face. No, it's hot as hell outside though. It's fucking 100 degrees.
Right.
Somewhere
And
around there.
a little bit over, honestly. This past weekend was fucking like
Humidity
105.
feels like
Nah.
it was actually that was the
Like
I don't
out
think that
out in like Katy, it was like 103 to 105, I believe, this
That
past
for real?
weekend. Yeah.
the weather's not too bad. It's only 95.
Only,
Only 95 outside
only 95.
with humidity at 47%.
Yeah, it only feels like probably like 98 to 99 or 102 or some crazy shit.
It's not giving me what it feels like. It just says 95 degrees, 47% humidity.
I'll figure out what it feels like because, it definitely feels a lot hotter than 95.
Feels a lot like
It
Christmas.
feels like 104.
Holy shit, dude. That's fucking
Humidity is
ass.
making it feel hotter. Yeah, no fucking shit weather
That's
app.
not good.
Yeah, this is the
I don't like that.
temperature.
I don't like that at all.
Hell yeah, dude. But it's been a beautiful week. Great to be back in the studio.
I share a quote with everybody.
I
share this quote.
guess.
From our near dear friend Winton. We had him on the show. This quote, honestly, it really resonated with me when he said it. And it stuck out, and I felt like I needed to share this with everybody. We were there in the moment. He was going off about something, but he said, Dicks in the air, dicks are everywhere.
Dude, that quote fucks.
Yeah, it does. It does fuck, indeed. I want to put that on a t-shirt. Dicks in the air, dicks are everywhere. Have you seen that Twitter account? It's like shirts that go hard.
Yeah, I saw Shelby retweet a couple of them.
It-
I swear one of them looked like it was like you wearing the shirt. I was like, is this Daniel's shirt?
I wouldn't be that's some shit I would wear, though. That shit's fucking dude, those shirts are hilarious. Shit. But nah, definitely like that page goes hard, and for some reason on my TL a lot lately. I know it's the algorithm. The algorithm has really pulled up a lot of Shrek shit.
Shrek shit.
A lot of Shrek. Shrek has been popping up on
Like
my TL.
clips or
No, just
like memes.
Just no.
What are we talking about here?
There's the
like poo from ogres or like what are we talking?
there was a hat that said slut, but it was in the Shrek letters.
I saw that.
There's the Shrekna. If you saw that,
I did. I think I
Vecna,
saw
but
that
it was
meme. Yeah.
Shrek. There was a Shrek rave.
Shrek rave.
A rave.
A
yeah,
shrave?
a Shrek themed rave that happened recently.
There was a shrave.
There was a TikTok that went viral for some reason about a dude getting back shots from Shrek. Yeah, dude, there's just a lot. My TL has honestly been chaos. I'm living for it though. Like the algorithm. Honestly, people shit on the algorithm. My algorithm though,
It's killing it.
that shit's fucking killing it because it's just nonstop dumb shit. I'm like, this is what my feed should be.
Right.
Like, this is what a feed should be like. Just the dumbest shit that I could possibly look at. Don't get me wrong. There should be, if you want educational shit anyways, Twitter should not be where you go for it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But-
This isn't the education hub that you should be looking forward to.
You're rotting your mind. Yeah, well, if you're on Twitter, I mean, in general, I think that's the consensus we've all come to anyways.
Yes and no. I feel like there's probably some parts of Twitter that might be helpful, but I don't see them.
I still follow like certain news stations and shit like that, like non-biased ones that just kind of like report like what's happening without like saying one way or the other half the time. Kind of fucked. I mean, there's a lot of fucked up shit going on every day. So it is good every now and then to see a little Shrek. What is it? Shrekussy?
Shrekussy?
Shrekussy, yeah. I've seen that too. It's not. I told you my TL right now is just like.
No, I saw the fucking the James Webb telescope pictures, and somebody was like, "That Galussy is shining," type shit. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, you know, let me go
the
to
universe opening up its Galussy for us to look at.
the galaxy.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, that shit was fire. Hold on. Yeah, I had to retweet this one. It said, when you break into a house to rob them, but they're watching Shrek 2, like the fucking robber, like on the ledge with the couple in the bed, they're just watching Shrek 2.
Yeah.
Fucking, let's see what the chaos here. Oh yeah, guy sent this one. It's a T-shirt that says, "On the outside I'm hootin', on the inside I'm hollering." But it's Kermit. It's Kermit in cowboy clothes.
Thought it was gonna.
Rootin' on the inside, I'm tootin'. Like, by the way, I just want to say I don't partake in these particular types of drugs, but I just thought this tweet was funny. So let me get this straight. When 11 starts yelling and bleeding out of her nostrils, she's a hero. But when I do it, I've done too much blow and I'm ruining the party. Okay, she's totally fair. That's a banger right there, dude.
That is a banger.
A fucking PB&J Glizzy.
Oh shit!
But it's a hot dog bun with a banana in between with PB&J.
That sounds absolutely gross. I mean, it sounded gross already, but the banana didn't make it sound any better.
I mean, is it gross? Because, look, the hot dog bun's just bread.
First of all, bread and bananas just doesn't sound like a good combo.
Dude, peanut butter jelly with bananas in that bitch?
That's not bread.
With PB&J, though.
I mean, I guess it could theoretically work if you like bananas and peanut butter and jelly all at once, but the bread I feel like would make it weird. I mean, I don't know. I think that everything about it would be. There's just so many different texture changes.
Oh no, peanut butter and bananas is definitely a hard one.
So then you got jelly in there too,
The
and
jelly
then you also
balances it
got
out.
maybe depends on the jam.
The bread too. I mean, the bread, the peanut butter, the banana.
Like grains, bananas, fucking.
Where are the grains coming from?
the bread?
Oh, I guess yeah.
Like grains with the fruits from the jam and then the banana with the peanut butter. I mean, don't get me wrong, it could work for somebody. Like somebody's probably hearing this and says, "Damn, that sounds good." To me,
Yeah,
that does not sound
sounds
very
pretty
good.
tasty. All right, wait, moving on because I got more good
Especially
content.
in the idea of it like being shaped as like a hot dog, like with just a banana down a fucking bun with fucking peanut butter and jelly
On
on
each
that
side.
bitch.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's a hard sell in my opinion.
chaos.
Somebody that likes a banana split and also likes peanut butter might fuck with that.
Dude, if you ice cream on top,
That
that's
might
too
that
much.
might that
That's
might
too
be
much.
too much.
With the bread,
Man.
yeah, it's too much. All right. So this one says screaming fuck during sex is the same as yelling parkour while jumping around on park benches. True though. This is my-
Parkour.
It's a picture, like a 1950 picture of like a woman tying a bow into her daughter's hair. The daughter says, "Mom, did you want a daughter or a son?" And then the mom replying, "I wanted it to fuck." Banger. All right, this is the last one. This one also goes hard. It's a T-shirt. It says, "I'm very vulnerable right now. If any bad bitches want to take advantage of me."
Oh my god, I saw that one too.
I will also double down on that and agree.
Agree.
I'm very vulnerable right now. If any bad bitches want to take advantage, I will. I will be here for the taking.
Hell yeah, dude. Same as fuck.
Yeah, I just had to read those. Honestly, my TL was going crazy. So I had to share with the world. It was okay.
Oh my god, Orion.
Yeah, nah. It was really. I love the chaos. I love the algorithm.
Like, my mom didn't raise a quitter, but she definitely raised a complainer.
What is that a tweet?
Yeah.
That's fair. Honestly, at this point, I don't give a fuck, dude. I just like at work at this point, I'm like, dude, if you piss me off, my temper is like, it's not like a temper, but my patience are just like, all right, fuck off, dude. I've had it. Like the past couple shifts, bro. People have, Orion, please.
Daily saga of Orion being selfish. I'm kidding. He's a good
not.
boy. He's just an asshole sometimes.
He loves attention.
Yeah.
He gets it, but it's never enough.
Yeah.
Why is it never enough?
Never enough. Oh.
I think that's
Masters of the booty scratches.
what? Oh, did you say master of the booty scratches? That's one way of putting it. Yeah, it's kind of. I feel like right now we're in a time when everybody's been going through.
Yeah, I mean, at least I can't say everybody, but the people around me, I've heard plenty of stories of recent. And when I say recent, I mean just probably like the last like 6 months. But like,
Dude, like going back, like I went all the way to Michigan, and still the people I talked to were all going through relationship shit. I'm like, damn, is everybody right now?
right, dude. No, whenever like I was telling people about like what I was going through, they're like, "Damn, you too? What the fuck?" Like, yep, I don't know what to say. Like, and it's kind of crazy because like right before like me and my ex broke up, like I was hearing other people talk about like, damn, that shit's going around. Like, you know what I mean?
Like it's a cold,
right?
Damn, that shit's you caught it too. That's fucked up. You caught the fucking. I caught the ugly.
Right, and
Yeah.
I guess like before anything happens to you, you're in that mindset of like, couldn't be me. That's tough. Won't happen to me though. And it does, and inevitably. And hell yeah, you know, life has a funny way of forcing you to stay on your toes. Whether you think like anytime you think anything's like going one way, it's surely going to go a separate way and see what you can do with it as a curveball.
Yeah, I decided to counteract all the feelings times. I've countered.
How's it working out for you?
Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm doing all right. Like I'm more focused on like, okay, I've been on a little bit of a bender. I'm not gonna lie. I need to slow down a little bit. But I will say overall, coming to terms with myself, and that is a beautiful thing. I'd say Demon Time has shouts out to homie Darian. been advocating for me to join Demon Time for a
He
while.
been
now.
your Demon Time sponsor?
He's been my my life coach.
Your life
My Demon Time life coach.
time coach.
The one that guides you along the way. Wrong decisions.
He's your development coach in the Demon Time field.
Yeah, he makes sure you make all the not good decisions. Well, I mean, they're not great decisions, but,
but
like,
they're not bad ones so far. I mean, not all of them.
You know, honestly though, like, all Demon Time has really taught me is that, like, you do gotta focus on yourself, and you gotta worry about yourself until time to not worry about yourself.
Yeah.
Gone?
It's gone. But yeah, dude, Demon Time is it's an acquired taste. Can't say that I'm adjusting at all to it.
It took me a while, but I'm here for it now. I realized who I was. Like I said, it took me a second. I think all my life, like, you know, people around me are like, dude, no, you can do whatever, like, got a good personality, this and that. But, you know, you hear it from people around you. You're like, yeah, shut up. You're just saying that, asshole.
Right. You have to say that.
Yeah. Right? I don't know. Recently, though, it's just like, he basically was just like, nah, dude, you got it. Got it. And showed me the way. I got it. I'm not recommending Demon Time to everybody. Some people take Demon Time a little too far and are reckless with it. And yeah, I'm not saying you should take that into, especially if you're in a relationship, that does not apply to you.
Yeah, definitely not a good
That's
move.
does not, I think that's why I'm here in the first place. Does not apply to you who are in a relationship.
Orion, we're not doing that, buddy. Come on.
Ryan.
No, we're not doing that. No.
Ryan. Auto
bud.
parts. Ow! I swear though, I think it's just like it might have to do with social media. I mean, I can't say for sure, but I mean that might have a play in it a little bit. Good over there. So Ryan, good over there.
But yeah. Yeah, you know, lay the fuck down.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it's gonna. Ryan likes to be mischievous.
he is a very mischievous.
He's like,
boy.
oh, y'all doing a podcast? Let me interrupt that any way possible.
Anything that I can to absolutely stop that from happening.
My dog. Probably chilling. Yeah, she's.
He's all sleep.
Figured she was probably chilling. But
Being a good girl.
wants to be. Nah, but like everybody, bro. Like I said, it might be social media. I don't know. I think it's just the fact that like everyone has this ability to interact with everybody, and then feels like everyone owes them something in a way. Like, oh, if I can't get it from you, I can get it from someone else, type of thing. And I think it's just like that's stupid energy, in my opinion. It's like, yeah, I mean, you can. There's so many people you could find somebody else, but also, not everyone's gonna hold it down
Right.
like in the same way. And it's always a tough thing. Don't get me wrong. No one should want to be with bums. You shouldn't want to be with a bum. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In certain aspects, but like also, you shouldn't just want to be with people that are high. You know what I mean? Like in their highs.
Right.
Like if you can't deal with people during their lows, then you don't deserve people at their highs either.
That's fair.
And it's always like people wanting people to accommodate to what their needs are, but it never like it's hardly ever the return.
The give and take isn't usually equal on most occasions.
Yeah, exactly. It's always, you know, I've heard this a lot recently too. You know, it's always one ended. It's like someone's giving a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the other end, you know, they barely do anything, but when they do, they act like it's giving the world. You know?
Right.
Oh, but I did this. It's like, okay, you did one thing. Calm the fuck down.
Right.
Let's settle down. You did something, but it's not. I mean, we're not keeping tabs, but if you're gonna hold tabs,
if you want to keep tabs, we can do that.
Yeah, if you
I don't
wanna
think
do
you
that.
want to hear that conversation.
yeah,
though.
yeah. It's like we don't have to, but I mean, if we're getting there, I mean, shit. I guess
Yeah.
we are keeping tabs now.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, it just I guess it comes down to like the idea of like we've talked about before is being able to step outside of yourself and see things from a different point of view. Because it just comes down to how much do you mean it when you say you care about me? You know what I mean? Because if you cared about me, then you would want to understand why I feel this way. You wouldn't just dismiss it and say he feels that way, cool, or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like there is intricacies that happen in people. Sometimes I don't even know why I feel that way. But it's good. It's good to find out that you give a fuck and notice that I'm like acting out of character, say what's up type shit. Because like sometimes it does take that like that level of checking your friends or checking your significant other to be like, yo, are you good? Or like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes people don't know what's going on. People don't know why they're bothered or why they are exploding on certain, like, small things. And it takes that certain level of like, damn, I am exploding over small shit to be like, what's really going on? Like, there's not a lot of introspection on certain people's decision making as well as communication. So it gets to that level of like boiling points to where I can explode and say this and that and that and this, but I'm telling it to the wrong person. I'm telling it to somebody that was there when I exploded type shit. And maybe that person didn't deserve this, maybe that person did, but that's me not keeping my own emotions in check. The only reason it got to the point of being exploded is because I'm not either one not being honest with myself about what I'm feeling or two dismissing what I'm feeling so much so that it gets to that point.
Yeah, that's definitely I think a big part. I think it's understanding that about your partner. A lot of people do that though, but that also goes back to just the communication thing.
Yeah.
You're right. Not being honest with yourself or with your partner, and that's a big issue. A lot of people is those setting boundaries and talking over boundaries. Like if there is a boundary set, you know what I mean, and if it's crossed, you discuss it. You don't. But of course, once again, you can't. One, I think it's finding that level too, where you have to understand what's the boundary of controlling and the boundary of actually setting like healthy boundaries. Because there's people who are like, oh, that's a boundary. Yeah, it's you have to realize, okay, that's also a little controlling. Like you should have certain freedoms as well as understanding. Okay, this, but like even in the start of a relationship or something, it's understanding. You know, okay, maybe there's certain insecurities on either side due to previous relationships and certain boundaries that are going to be set due to those insecurities based off those relationships. But there should also be a growth that comes from that. And it shouldn't always, as you grow, your boundaries should grow with people. It shouldn't always just, this is the boundary. I feel this way now. So that means it's always the boundary. Things should grow as you grow together. That's why
I definitely agree with that.
I think that's why I'm so picky with people in general. Like, don't get me wrong. I love to interact with people. I love to talk to people. You know what? I've literally heard from almost everyone I'm cool with now, other than you, of course, because we've been friends for so long. Like people who have met me like later in life, they always like I've heard this shit at this point repetitively. I thought you didn't like me at first. Like, what the fuck made you think that? Because I wasn't out here like, hey, like I personally just I am very observant, and yes, I may even be a little judgmental. I'll be fair. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not. I very much so am, just because of that protective. A lot of stuff I've experienced. I'm not gonna trust everybody in the same way. I
Right.
might trust certain people with certain things, but I'm not gonna trust everybody in the same sense or
Yeah.
level. And I gotta
No,
feel that out.
I'm a little bit different, but like similar, but in the way that like I'm less judgmental because I'm more so like across the board with my trust issues. It's like I don't need to like observe and judge. More so, I already just don't trust you unless I have a reason to.
That's fair.
So like relatively, like my trust issues have gotten to a point where it's like if I wasn't introduced to you by somebody that I trust, then I'm probably not too worried about you. So it's gotten to a point where people have like told me like you're way different than like how I thought you were when I met you type shit. Like once somebody gets to know you, like you're a whole different person. I'm like, well, yeah, what the fuck? Like, personally, at least, like I don't attribute my like real self into like I don't try to like push it on people type shit. I mostly mind my own business. So like if somebody's interested and wants to have a conversation with me, then I'll have a conversation with them type shit. But I'm not really even in that conversation my real self yet. Like this is just like what I'm allowing you to see because I don't know who you are, and I mean like relatively with privacy concerns and things like that, and safety concerns for my line of work. It's more so in my best interest not to be my real self on a first encounter type shit, unless it's a situation where it's like Daniel's introducing me to somebody. It's like, hey, it's my one of my good friends. Like da 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 da. I'll talk to that person. I'll be my real self. You know what I mean? But like when it's like a public setting, like I have no reason to be in this conversation as much as you are because I don't know who the fuck you are first and foremost. Don't know what your agenda is, and we can talk about that. And if you're willing to work through that, then great, we're gonna get along perfect. But I am difficult.
Personally, I also just hate small talk. Honestly, I can't. It's like, oh, like, yeah, what are you doing? It's like, oh, okay, I'm dope.
For me, now that I work in like sales, every time I have small talk, it's just like, is this rapport building? Are you trying to sell me something? like what do you do? Like, why do you care about this?
Exactly. All right, chill out, Orion. Getting a little crazy over here. Nah, but whenever it's just like small talk, it just doesn't do it for me. So I don't like to talk unless we're talking about something. Well, there's two versions of me. There's the version of me that's talking about real shit, and then there's the version of me that's only saying the dumbest shit possible.
Right.
Like literally just why like are you even talking?
See, yeah, I mean, I have two versions. Mine is also one version is saying the dumbest shit possible because I just feel like I have no filter. I'm in that comfortable state. The other one is just I'm not talking to you. I'm just out here minding my own business, letting y'all talk so y'all can hear each other talk. I have no reason to give a fuck about the conversation I'm not in type shit. And even if you try to include me and I'm like, if I don't know you, then like y'all got it.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather just because I'll be quiet. Like, at first,
Right.
yeah. I'm like, no, what was it?
Or it's like, what?
So it's my coworker.
What about silence is mysterious?
Right. So I'm just chill. Like, I mean, once you get to know me, it's like, all right.
Right.
It's just joke after. I'm literally just it's joke after joke after joke.
Yeah.
Unless we're gonna talk about something serious, then of course, yeah.
Even then.
Yeah.
You're still joking.
I still make it. Yeah, that's very true. I'm still making a joke about it, very lighthearted. But that's just because I mean we're all going through shit. I mean I like to keep it lighthearted a little bit because I mean life is so gloomy sometimes. But this guy over here, guy just doesn't know when to quit.
You want to pause and let me take him out, or you want to just keep it going while I take him out real quick?
We could take a quick intermission, I guess.
Okay.
We'll hold it. Go take him out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, just yeah. Outside? All right, we're coming back from our intermission because of Orion.
Orion the goat.
Gotta love that.
The dog, not a goat.
Orion the goat. Get a goat named Orion. Now, okay, but here's a perfect story. So, not a perfect story. It's not a perfect
It's gonna
story.
be super perfect.
Pertaining to what we were saying though. So it was at the time we were still hanging out with Tommy. It was Tommy, Shelby, Lexi might have been there. Then Taylor had kind of just started working there at the time. Another one of my coworkers. Like Tommy was talking to me. Doesn't know how to yada yada. I was like, honestly, I'm indifferent. Gonna be real. I've told her that too. I was like, when I first met you, I did not. I was like you're kind of cool now. Like I fuck with you, but like, yeah, I was indifferent. I feel like that should be okay.
Right.
Like that should be okay, right? Like why is that why is it? And I had that talk too with a lot of people. It's like feeling the need to be liked by everyone you first meet it's human nature. Like I even do it sometimes. I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, I want to make a good impression, but also it's not like my priority.
Right. I feel
It's not
like
like I gotta.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like human nature. Like being sociable is human nature. Like we are sociable beings. Like I wouldn't say wanting everybody to like you. I feel like that has more to do with like ego and things like that rather than something that's natural. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me it doesn't seem like it's like something that's across the board.
Oh, what like
Wanting like
be like, yeah,
the
some
first
people don't
time you
care.
meet somebody, like for you wanting them to like you type shit.
Oh man,
Like if it was human nature,
I'm
don't
telling you,
you?
I've had this conversation. So I like when I tell you I've had this conversation. So it's crazy when you realize how many people are feeling the same. It literally blows your mind. And I always, like I say, because I used to be the same way though. Like growing up, probably from age. Well, when I was a little bit younger, I didn't care as much. I was kind of more devious. But probably about though from like 17 or 18 to 22 or 23, I was really like I cared about what people thought, and I like always wanted to make a good impression and be nice and like try to be this good person. Now, like, okay, scratch that, fuck that, throwing that out the window. I don't really give a fuck about that anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to be whoever the fuck I am,
Right.
and then let that just. I don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not out here
Right.
just trying to be a dickhead to everybody.
I would say
Still
that
want to respect like people's boundaries,
that's what I was gonna say.
values.
I was gonna say it's like instead of wanting people to like you, as long as I like what I try to do is just be two things. One, respectful of other people's like business, property, mindset. Like I'm not gonna try to like disrespect anybody like out of
Exactly.
turn. You know what I mean? Another one is
Somehow you make people feel that way still though.
yeah. I mean
You
that's
get
their business though. It's not mine. But
every
like,
time.
but relatively, it's like additionally to that, I would say that fuck you made me lose my train of thought when you said that. Additionally, I would say that like being respectful is one thing, but also understanding that like you don't have to have people like you. The only person that has to like you is yourself. Having respect for yourself and being proud of what you're becoming is really all that matters. I mean, because other people can have their wits end about you, whether they like you or don't like you, whether they love you, hate you. It doesn't really matter because they don't have to go home with you and live in your body, have your mindset, and wake up tomorrow in your bed. So because all of these people have these separate opinions of what your life looks like doesn't have any actual impact on your life unless you allow it to, and that's what a lot of people do. Like you said, like whenever you would give a fuck about what people think, like I used to do used to as well, but it kind of took a level of like hating myself at one point to realize like damn like this is all that really matters. Like everybody's around me is telling me that they love me and that I'm worth this and that I deserve love and da 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 da. And I'm over here like nah, I'm not really liking who I am. I'm finding all the faults in my stars, if you will.
Yeah,
But
ahead.
so I was thinking about it. I was like, so the impact there, it's like it's all about what you allow it to. Like somebody saying I love you, it's like it's only as impactful if you believe them, and if you feel like you deserve love and things like that. There's so many factors that go into it. So wait, it is about what I think. If I don't think I deserve love, somebody telling me that they love me isn't going to be impactful to me. If I think that I do deserve love and somebody telling me that they hate me, that's also going to be impactful to me. You know what I mean? So it's like there's I feel like a different level of like how you comprehend other people's opinions of you whenever you don't even know how you feel about yourself.
I think for me too, man. So kind of going back, also talking about like wanting people to like me and stuff, you know. And you're right though. If you don't even accept it within yourself,
Fun
you're
or
not gonna accept it from other people. But for me, I was just always, you know, I was very social because I just wanted people to like, and it was something like I took, I guess, pride in a sense was being able to so good with people and talk to so many people, like so many people. But then I realized a lot of people suck. I think that was like a driver for me at some point. And I think my last relationship honestly was another driver. at that point too. Was just because I guess I was still in that people pleasing stage. Like I wanted a relationship so bad, you know what I mean? I was willing to do all these things and like make all these excuses and just like
You give a lot because you have something like you have a goal
yeah,
and you're pushing towards that goal, even if it means kind of taking steps in the wrong direction
yeah,
as far as the things that you've already built to that point. But you just do whatever you can to get to that goal and don't really like realize in the moment how destructive that can
yeah.
be.
I just wanted love so bad. And the crazy thing was, I would sit there and be like, I have all these people who love me around me. And I would also think I was like, how can she not see that type of thing? You know what I mean?
Right.
Too like I have all these people that love me. Like, how come she doesn't feel the same way
Right.
about me too? Type of thing. Like I realized like my connections with these other people has nothing. My
Right.
connection with her at all. But for some, my brain definitely like was like it doesn't make sense. Like how? But then I was also wondering why am I doing this if I do have these people that care about me? Why am I so worried about this one person caring
Yeah.
about me? Type of thing.
That's true. I mean, it's a conundrum because it doesn't like you telling yourself like, damn, I understand you can't make somebody love you doesn't help your heart hurt
Oh
any
no,
less. You know what I
no,
mean? So
yeah,
it's like even having the mental capacity to understand that not only does this make sense because you can't control somebody else's feelings, but it also might make you a better person because you're going to go through whatever you're going through and come out the other side. It's hard to understand, but it's almost a necessity for you to go through because like I'm not going to say everybody believes it, but if you believe that everything happens for a reason, then relatively this happening may be the cause to an effect that is something much grander than you could have ever expected. But additionally to all of that, it's something that you'll be able to tie back to as a memory of a troubling time in your past. Whenever somebody needs help, whenever somebody's looking to you for help, you'll be able to have an understanding of what kind of pain they might be going through. And obviously people deal with different types of pain, people deal
yeah.
with different types of trauma, but what I'm saying is it gives you a perspective of what a heart hurting even means type shit. And that sucks. Nobody should have to have that, but perspective is everything.
It's weird though how many people appreciate perspective and how many people you realize how many people don't actually have perspective
Yeah.
because of how many people appreciate it. Like half the time when I'm having conversation, I'm just speaking from the heart and how I. And I guess biggest thing for me on that perspective, not ever trying to portray, my life into theirs because their
Right.
experience is unique to them, and it's not mine. Of course, it's like okay, I can give you so much based off of what I have, and then talk it through. I mean, but it's never gonna be the exact same. So it's like any conversation is always gonna be hard, but it's making those connections between experience and filling in the box
I
between.
mean, a
You know what I mean?
conversation's only as hard as the connection is deep.
Yeah.
And so if you're not connecting with somebody, it's easy to get through a conversation. Like, how's the fucking weather? Oh yeah, it's fucking hot as shit out here, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like it's easy to get through that conversation. It's hard to get through the conversation of wondering what somebody's real trauma is and having them trust you enough to actually tell you.
All,
And so like that like well, go
I
ahead.
was just say all perspective is understanding. But like
Right.
is it just an understanding that your experience is unique and mine? That
And that's okay.
that's okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And understanding like okay, where can we find that middle ground between those two
Right.
experiences? And I don't know why that's so difficult. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's coming to a middle ground's not easy. I'm not saying
I mean,
that.
I know why it's so difficult because it is easy to become selfish and things like that. Not and selfish doesn't always have to mean you're taking from other people so that you can have more. Necessarily, selfish can be just as simple as I don't want to understand your perspective. I think this and this is this because I think it. So I don't care if you think about something differently than I do because that's your perspective. Your perspective is different than mine. So why would I respect your perspective based on my life, and my experiences, my thought process on this topic? I don't care about your perspective because I have my perspective. And this is what my perspective tells
Yeah.
me. And people do that way too often without actually saying those words, can turn themselves off from another person's point of view just by saying, you don't know my life. You wouldn't understand. Like, maybe not. We're not allowed to talk about it anyways. Like, are we? Do you want somebody to understand? Do you ever want anybody to understand?
Some people don't.
Some people don't. And,
What that might mean.
right. But relatively, it's like you can keep telling people they don't understand all your life. But I mean, what is that solving? I mean, I've always been somebody that's like, I don't want to assume that I understand in order to not offend you or anybody else type shit. Because most of these topics, whenever somebody's saying you don't understand, you don't get it, it's usually something sensitive, and it's usually something that it's hard to say. You're right, I don't understand, but I'm still willing to give you my time and effort so that I may understand you better. Because I'm not just gonna give up on this and say, nah, you're right, fuck it, I don't understand, I never will. Like what is that solving? Like, what are we doing there? Like, you just dismiss the whole conversation because someone doesn't understand. It's like, what is education? How do you do math?
Hey man,
I didn't understand that 2+2 = 4 at one point in my life, but now I do.
this is America, dog. What is
Right.
education? What is education? That's a fair point. All right, can I give a silly story real quick? I'll tie it into how it makes sense. But it's a very silly story, but it ties in. So I'm sitting there. You know the story. I'm sitting there at the bar, and like we're talking about sex stuff. It's me and my friends, and to be fair, it's all women other than one other. The rest of them are all at the table. And so I was sitting there, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I have a snorkel when I go in there." And this girl's like, "Oh, you have?" She's like, "You stick your nose in there?" I was like, "No, it's a metaphor." She's like, "Oh, okay." Like, I don't know you. Do I know you?
Okay.
I was like, all right, like, but is there something wrong here? And then the next thing, it was something we were. Once again, I was talking about this with my friends. She was just there.
Just across the table type shit.
She was a coworker with another one of the people we knew. So it was like she was there, but like it was a conversation with the homies.
It was an A/B conversation, and she was seeing her way into it.
And then I was like talking about we ended up talking about doggy style. She's like, no girl likes doggies. I was like, I beg to differ because I was like, there's times where I wasn't trying to do it.
And it was requested.
It's requested. and then she looks over to my other friend who's also a woman. She's like, no woman likes that. All this stuff. She's like, do you like that? And my friend looks over. Oh, it's just funny. I always say that. You like that?
you like that?
No, I don't know why. But she looked at my friend. She's like, do you like doggy style? My friend looks over. She's like, oh yeah, I love it.
Like, no woman loves doggy style. What was she trying to say? Like, is it like degrading or something? Like, what was?
She's just like, no girl likes.
Like, is
her
it just
cervix getting punctured in? I'm like, first of all,
like
my dick's not that big, man. I'm not punching any cervix.
Like, I feel like there's got to be methods here that you can be prevented. Like,
I was like, I'm good on that. Like, I was like, no worries on this side. I made that joke too, though. And then,
well, I don't have to worry about that. Why? Because my dick's way too small to hit a cervix. So what's up, dude?
My homie started laughing. She was just like, I was like, yeah, fuck you. But but that just tying that into just like someone who wants to feel a certain type of way about something and not have like any middle ground, they're gonna feel that way, and they're gonna make you know that they feel that way.
Yeah. Without
trying to understand any point of anything that you were saying, regardless, because they have such strong feelings about it based off of what they went through, and that's okay. And you know what? And I respect that a lot of times. In this situation, I did not respect it because I was just having a conversation with my friends, and she decided that she felt a certain type of way, and she got shut down both times because we were all just like,
right.
That's you. You speak for yourself.
Dude, so look.
Speak for yourself over there, man.
It reminds me of a conversation I was having today with my pops, and he was just telling me about like getting a better job so that I can have benefits because next year I'll get taken off of his plan or whatever, because I'll be 26. And I was like, yeah. I mean, like, I was talking to him about it, and I was just like, I mean, I just started this job about like not even 3 months ago, so I'm gonna like give it due diligence, see if I can be successful in this field before I start looking for another job again. He was like, well, you should just get like something stable, like at a bank. I was like, so you remember all those conversations about 3 months ago before I started this job, how I was applying at every fucking bank in the city type shit? He's like, what about the airlines? I was like, yeah, you remember the same conversation whenever I was telling you that I also applied for every airline at Hobby Airport as well as fucking Bush Airport type shit. He's like, well, like none of them called you back. Like he literally said this shit. He was like, he was like, I can't believe there's all these like undocumented workers out here that are able to get a job on a spot, and you're telling me that you couldn't even get an interview. I was like, that's exactly what I'm telling you. Also, I can go get a job like on a construction site as a dishwasher, I can go get another job back at Whiskey Cake as a server if you want me to. It's not much of an upgrade. I'm not getting benefits there either. So like, what are we talking about? You want me to just get a different job? Because that I can do. Now, if we're talking about an upgrade to where I might have benefits, a stable income, and things like that, yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with what you're saying, because I don't know a single undocumented person that has a job at a bank. And I'm not trying to put anything against that. What I'm saying is that's a government job, right? Like a federal government, right?
That's a hard. Yeah,
So it's like there's a lot more vetting processes than can you work today? You know what I mean? That's like
restaurant industry. We just need somebody.
we just need somebody to do the dishes today type shit. And like I've done dishwashing too before. It's like I've done that. I've done cooking. I've done fucking serving, busing, food running. Like I've done everything but managing in the food industry. It's not a fun job. It's not upgrading.
I've done it all. That shit's ass.
And so like relatively, I was just trying to get him to understand. That's what I was telling you is like, well, that's kind of ties it back in. Is he was just so tunnel vision with it, like not hearing anything that I was having to say. And I was like, he was saying all this other shit. He was like, what about like the mileage you're putting on your car and stuff like that? I was like, just say what you're not saying. Just say what you're trying to say and aren't saying, which is that you think I should get a different job. like we can have that conversation if you'd like to, but why are you adding in 15 minutes of fat on top of this conversation about you just thinking I should get a different job? Telling me about like the economy and benefits and mileage on my car and all this stuff. It's like, just say what you're not saying. Just say what you think I should that I should not be doing this. That's cool. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to do my own thing anyways. But relatively, like, why are we spending 20 minutes walking around this conversation? You know where you're going with it because you're tunnel vision right now. You're not listening to anything I have to say. You're seeing it all as an excuse, right? So relatively, at that point, all I'm going to tell you is, damn, I'm going to just keep doing it how I'm doing it, though. So, and that's where that conversation goes. But that's okay. Like, at least we have a clear point and a destination. Why are we walking around circles trying to get you to think that you're right? No, I'm not with you on this one, Pops.
Why aren't you doing this? Like, I gave you all the reasons.
Yeah, but you should still be doing it.
You're like, all right. I'm glad we got nowhere with this conversation. I'm glad we're back to where we started. This is great. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think relationships should be so hard. I'm not saying they're easy. I mean, of course, everything in life is work. It shouldn't, like, not work, but, like, you got to work towards things and, like, work through things. I mean, it's work in a sense, but I don't think relationships should be so hard. I think it's more so if we viewed it as, okay, you know, we're all human beings trying to find our connections and who we rock with. You're not going to rock with everyone in the same exact way. You might rock with someone as a friend, not rock with them in a relationship. Or vice, you know what I mean? Like, well, no, it shouldn't be vice. Like, you might be really good friends, but you might not mesh well together romantically. You know,
right?
And it's like, even if you try something romantically, you might not mesh well. But you should. I mean, we should all be honest, right? I mean, feelings are feelings. Yes, you might get hurt, but we should accept the honesty within each other.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, hey, you know what? I feel this type of way, and then eventually, if it just doesn't work out, you're like, you know, honestly, it's not working for me, whatever. Maybe I just don't want to be in a relationship because I want to explore other options. That's okay, too. If that is the truth, be honest with it. Or if it's just, honestly, I don't like the way you do this, and that. It's not necessarily your thing. I personally don't like it. That's on me. I mean, don't take that so seriously, but, like, I don't want to be in this anymore. That's also cool. If it's a friendship thing, it's, hey, you know what? I don't think we're on the same level anymore. Let's work through this. Like, we're not on the same level anymore. I don't think we should be friends because we're growing in different ways. That's cool too. It's hard though. I mean, I get it. It's just a lot of people want to tiptoe around the fucking actual issues. They don't want to say what they want to say or want to be nice. I've said this so many fucking times on here. Dude, people who just try to be nice, fuck you, bro. Fuck people who try, because being nice is more of being a dickhead than just being a dickhead. Like, in the sense of, like, if you're trying too hard to be nice by beating around the bush of how you really feel.
Okay, I
You're
was
being
not
more of
with
an
you for a
I was
second. I
like,
was like, I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of nice people that aren't
no,
dickheads.
nice people, but people who try to like too hard to be nice. Like
Okay.
they're like, I'm not gonna actually
You
tell
said
you
people
something.
that try to be nice are dickheads. I was like,
Yeah,
whoa.
I stand by that though. It's just people who try to spare your feelings. Guess what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
People
Yeah.
who try to spare your feelings.
Walking around the truth so that
Fuck
in
you.
order to try to save you, it's like you're not saving anything. But
Because what if I find out the truth later?
Right.
I'm
No,
just
I
gonna
mean,
be more
I'm
hurt.
inevitably going to find out the truth at
Yeah,
some point. Like,
Fuck you.
whether it's tomorrow, next week, next year, 10 years, 20 years down the line, the truth's going to come out. I mean, like, I'm a big believer in that, like, everything that's done in the dark will find its way to light. And obviously there's scale to that. Like, obviously there's just a lot of dark things in this world that have happened that may not come out to light of day, like, on an exact level. But on, like, a personal level, like, anybody that tries to get over on do you dirty, you'll usually, and from my perspective, you'll usually, I
Yeah.
mean, whether it's from them admitting to you out of guilt from what they did, or them being what's the
Slipping
word,
up somewhere.
being irresponsible with their information, and somebody feeling the obligation to tell you out type shit. It's just
Happens.
it there's little room for I guess secrets. Like the idea for me is that, like, yes, there could probably be grander, like, secrets that are kept from, like, the people type shit, like,
Yeah.
as far as, like, government, tech, and all kinds of shit like that. But as far as, like, person to person secrets, like me keeping a secret from you, it usually tends to build up some sort of tension between the parties. It's usually either ends, like, in rough, like, destruction of that relationship, or it usually ends in a, like, what's the word, whenever you cover something, well, I'll just use the word cover.
Yeah.
Whenever you uncover, like, the truth about what's
Reveal?
reveal, that's what I was looking
Alright.
at. So whenever or there's, like, a reveal of that secret, and you're able to work through it, but usually it becomes a big, like, barrier between two people. It's something like that, I can't tell them because it'll hurt their feelings. Like, that's not the case. You can't tell them because you're being selfish,
Yeah.
and you don't want them to not like you.
Yeah. You don't want them to feel a certain type of way about you. It's not to spare them, bro. It's always a selfish thing. I think also though, I'm gonna admit, like I think that's also another reason my last relationship didn't work out, because I think it was just like I was doing all those things for them in a selfish manner. Part of it was self. I like the idea of love type of thing, and I think that's something I had to learn over time. I'm telling you, Demon Time has taught me a lot. It's just like me being more selfish now, in a sense, not like super selfish, but like still being like more on my self shit. I realized more so like I don't want a relationship unless it's like a connection is made there. Like I don't really care for one until like something is established in a there, like for real. And I think a lot of people were like, we just want something. We want that connection. So we allow for certain things to happen, and we allow them to go on, and we might feel like we do love this person, human nature. But I mean, a lot of the time, if you like, that's why I think a lot of people say the best relationships come unexpected,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not looking for it.
Right.
You're not putting a lot of
Energy out into the world.
About it. You know what I mean? You're not putting a lot of stock in this like very moment being this special thing. Instead, you're just like, I don't care about it. But honestly, I didn't even really want it.
Right. I
It
mean,
happened.
you don't even got to look at it like as far as like romantic relationships. Even look back at like your bestest of best friends. Like,
Yeah.
how many of them are people that you were thinking about beforehand? Like, I really want to, really looking for a friend, and then usually
Never.
happens out of like, damn. Strangely enough, some of the best of friends are people that started out hating each other. They fucking hate each other for a little bit, start to finally understand one another once they actually get to know each other, and then end up fucking loving each other. And that's weird, right? But it just goes to show that, like, some of the greatest things come out of the strangest of places, especially when you're looking for anything but that. You know what I mean? That you know what the fuck. You don't know who these people are. You don't know what you're dealing with whenever you walk outside the door. And that's awesome because you have the ability to have a different day every day. Like, I mean, you can choose to do the same shit you did yesterday. You can choose to be the same person you were yesterday, but you have the ability to be somebody completely different. Learn what you learned yesterday, apply it to what you do today, and be that person type shit. That's available to everybody.
Being
Not,
alone is tough.
it is. It's
tough.
tough because it's just you have constant. What's the word? You have constant like exposure to all these different TV shows, movies, social media, like whatever it is, showing different relationship tropes, making you feel like you're supposed to be with somebody. I mean, I get it. It feels nice to be with somebody. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'd love to find somebody that actually wanted to be like fucking love me. Like, and that's actually like a point I was trying to like build to is that I saw like a pretty cheesy video, but it was actually like cute as fuck and spoke to me type shit on Facebook, and it was basically of like it was like a life and a they were playing like a question game type shit, and it was like a question came up said, "Oh, this is a simple one. Why do you love me?" Like it's a simple question. It's not a simple answer. Pause for a second. I love you, and he started like kind of like breaking up his like words a little bit. Started crying a little bit. He's like, I love you because of how you love me. And it's like not everybody knows how they want to be loved. Not everybody knows how to be loved. But somebody loving you so much that it whole perspective how to you are able to be loved type shit impactful to people that don't even feel like they deserve it type shit.
That's true. I mean, someone who's willing to understand you on a certain depth, certain level, definitely will change you. I mean,
But
but
again, like sorry, I was gonna say, but again, it's not something that's necessary. What's necessary is that self love that you can predict for yourself, the things that you have control over type shit. It's another thing like my pops used to tell me was like whenever you find the perfect girl, are you gonna be the perfect you for her? Are you gonna be the perfect guy for her? It's up to you. Are you putting in the work now so that one day when you meet your dream girl, will you be her dream guy? Maybe, maybe not. But you're in control of that. You're in control of what you do on a day-to-day basis, whether she's even in your eyesight or not, whether you're looking down the road and even wanting a future significant other. That's has nothing to do with the point. This is are you going to be your best self when that day comes? It's up to you.
it's up to you. I think I mean, I just wanted to say I was just I don't know. For me, it's also I guess I have I don't why I'm not worried about it now. Like why I guess I'm not stressing about it so much. And once again, not everyone has this, but I just have people in my life that stand me on a certain level, and I get them on a certain level. People that have been through so much and done just struggle every day, going through it. For me, it's we get each other on a level because we've been through, and I don't ever want to settle for anything less romantically.
Nor should you have to.
With the case, ever the case, any relationship, no one should friendships, relationships, family members, relationships with family members. You shouldn't settle for anything. And I guess that goes back to also saying from Perks of Being a Wallflower, we all accept the love we think we deserve. We deserve.
Right.
It's a crazy thing. Love yourself so much that you attract those people to. Be the person you want to be, or be the person that you hope the other people to be. Type shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's like I mean,
if you want your partner to be this, this, and that, why don't you do that first?
kind of like a yeah, absolutely. It's kind of the too cheesy old adages like don't ask people to follow down wouldn't lead. One other is kind of oh I lost it. Sorry, fuck it. But
Hell
be
yeah.
your best self, dude. There's no other you that can do it for you. I mean, unless you have the ability to travel to parallel universes and find your doppelganger and beat the shit out of him and take his life, and then
Hey, look, even if you're Doctor Strange, even then, You're getting no play in every universe.
You're getting no play.
In no universe.
It never would have worked with us, Steven.
Ever. In any universe. That man had no chance.
No play.
Tough for him. Also, it's something, I'm going to wrap it up with this. It's true what they say. If it's not enough for somebody, it's never going to be enough. You know what I mean? You're going to be enough for the right person, 100%. You could be with the wrong person no matter what you do. And just remember that. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's fucking awesome episode. Let's go. We're back in it every week.
Fine and dandy.
Guests coming soon the next couple weeks, so be ready for that. Thank you, Doofuls, for sponsoring us today. You did a great job over there.
You guys just, keep your head in the game like Troy Bolton.
Keep your head in the game. Get your head in the game.
Boom.
All right. Hey, it's fine and dandy. We'll catch you next week. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Later, boys and girls and gentle giants.